The 2020 Trek Rosco 8. Can it get any better? Hell yeah, it can. And this is how. Tell them how it's going down, Mr. Skull. Like many of our viewers, I picked up mountain biking during the pandemic of 2020. This Trek Rosco 8 was my very first real trail bike. I started out on a 2018 Marlin 5, and I beat the crap out of that thing, and it was time for me to get a real trail bike. I found this Rosco 8 on Facebook Marketplace for a cool $1,600, and at the time, we were in the middle of a bike shortage, so that was a super awesome deal. This Rosco 8 was down in San Antonio, so I made a 5-hour drive and picked up my new bike. The Rosco was a legit beast on the trails. I love the way it felt, I love the way it looked. The 27.5 plus build had that extra squish, so new riders can be comfortable. You can choose a bad line and just power right through it. I really give this bike credit for developing my mountain bike skills. I pretty much took this to the bike park. This thing handled everything I could throw at it. Doesn't matter the size jump, the drop, the Rosco just ate it all up. But as my riding skills improved and my bike knowledge grew, I realized that Trek just didn't have this thing right for my riding style and definitely needed some upgrades. What makes this build the ultimate Rosco 8 is that all the upgrades actually make the bike more fun. It's not just to put some color matchy stuff on there or spend the most money on expensive parts. Everything I added to this bike makes it more suited for my style of riding. This bike weighs in at just at 28 pounds total. I kept the RockShox 35 gold fork at 120 millimeters of travel and added some oil slick decals. The cockpit got a total makeover to make the bike more responsive to my needs. Put on some ODI Rogue grips, P&W range handlebars with a 35 millimeter rise, P&W range stem, got a full GX swap out. I kept the Shimano 500 brakes because those are more than adequate for what this bike needs. I went with Raceface Chester pedals in black, a SRAM GX crankset in 175 millimeters with matching SRAM dub bottom bracket, a SRAM 32 tooth chainring, and a SRAM XX1 chain in black. That's a SRAM 12-speed XG 1295 cassette with a 10 to 50 tooth range and a 12-speed GX derailleur. What really makes this build special is the Whiskey 09 50mm width carbon wheels. You may be asking yourself, who puts a $1,500 wheel set on an $1,800 bike? Well, I did, because I found this wheel set on Facebook Marketplace for 250 bucks. Yep, you heard me right, 250 bucks. I got the wheels, the DT Swiss 350 hubs, that SRAM cassette, which is $400 by itself, plus the rotors. Hell of a deal. These wheels are a 12 by 148 boost in the rear, and you can still run your QR 141 axle with these wheels with a simple plastic adapter from DT Swiss that'll cost you about 40 bucks. I stayed with the Maxxis Recons 27.5 by 2.8 width, except upgraded to a 3C to give the wheel a little bit more stiffness. The stock dropper post on the Trek Rosco only lasted about 6 months, so I upgraded it to a P&W Loam dropper 125mm rise, what I considered to be the ultimate 2020 Trek Rosco 8. I loved riding this bike, I loved building this bike, but it's time for it to find a new home. The bike no longer suits my needs. This bike kept its value really well, just being over a year old. It's worth about $1,600. It was $1,800 brand new. Sold it with $650 worth of upgrades for a cool $1,800. The bike sold in less than a day, had 3 buyers lined up, ready to make this their new sled. Just in case you were wondering, I sold the bike with the original wheels, tires, and NX cassette. For a complete list of parts I put on my 2020 Trek Rosco 8, stay tuned to the end of the video. Alright guys, and here's the real reason why I sold the 2020 Trek Rosco 8. No matter how Trek tried to disguise it, the Rosco is a cross-country frame with trail components. As you can tell by all my riding clips, I do not ride cross-country at all. In fact, I hate riding cross-country. I like to do jumps, I like to do downhill, I like to just go out and have fun on my bike. And the 141 boost, the quick release was just a pain in the butt. I never had any issues with mine, but it was just, I didn't like it. It was just ugly, I didn't like it. I hated having to use the adapters for my new wheels. So this is what I'm building. A 2022 Marin San Quentin 3. Yes, this is the bike designed by freestyle rider Matt Jones. Has a 65-degree head tube angle, super short chain stays. You can run this as a 27.5 plus. I'm gonna run it mullet style, and I'm looking forward to building this. I'm gonna make a video on it. Stay tuned, have fun. Thanks for watching. Oh, also, look for our MTB 103 jerseys. We'll have those up on the site soon. So have more fun on the trail. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. The complete parts list of everything I put on the Rosco is coming up next.